They kept him in a 2-by-2-meter cell for 27 years. They confiscated letters from his wife. They forced him to break stones under the scorching sun. But they couldn't break the man who changed the course of history. On July 18, 1918, in the small village of Mvezo, where houses were built of clay and water was carried from the river, a boy named Roli Hlala, troublemaker, was born. No one could have imagined then that this clever boy, who loved listening to the elders' evening stories, would one day make the whole world bow to his will. The future leader's childhood unfolded among the green hills of Transkei. At 9 years old, having lost his father, the chief of the Dembu tribe, he witnessed a humiliating scene. A white official conspicuously disregarded the traditional greeting of his guardian. Why should we obey those who don't respect our customs? This question burned in his mind like red-hot iron. 1939, Fort Hare University, the only higher education institution for black people. Here occurred the first rebellion of the future revolutionary, when administration offered him a place in the student council in exchange for stopping protests. Young Mandela firmly replied, "Freedom can't be bought with handouts." For this, he was expelled, but the seed of resistance had already sprouted. Johannesburg, the 1940s, night shift at a gold mine. Young Mandela sees a white supervisor whipping an elderly worker for slowness. Blood on the ground, the man's moans, the guard's laughter. This image forever planted burning hatred for apartheid in his heart. 1952, the Defiance Campaign shakes the country. Thousands of black people deliberately violate apartheid laws, sitting on whites-only benches, entering Europeans-only establishments. Mandela, one of the organizers, receives his first prison sentence to 9 months suspended. "We showed that fear can be conquered," he would say later. March 21, 1960, Sharpeville. Police fire on peaceful demonstrators to 69 dead, 180 wounded. It was then that Mandela made his fateful decision. When they strike you on the left cheek and you offer the right, that's not peacefulness, that's stupidity. He creates Umkhonto we Sizwe, the ANC's armed wing. Their motto, freedom at any price. 1964, Rivonia trial. The courtroom holds its breath as Mandela, facing the death penalty, declares, "I have fought against white domination. I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the ideal of a free society. If need be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die." Sentence, life imprisonment. 27 years behind bars. Robben Island, a 2-by-2-meter cell. Every morning, hard labor in limestone quarries. The sun burns his eyes, dust corrodes his lungs, but they can't forbid him to think. From newspaper scraps and bits of paper, he creates a university of resistance, teaching fellow prisoners history and politics. February 11, 1990. The world is stunned. Mandela is free, emerging from prison, gray-haired but unbroken. The fighter doesn't raise his fist in vengeance. Instead, he says, "I come to you not as a prophet, but as your humble servant. Forgive me if I made you wait." 1994 to 1999. Years of leadership. 5 revolutionary changes. Reconciliation instead of revenge. Creates the Truth Commission where perpetrators and victims of apartheid speak as equals. Without truth there's no forgiveness. Without forgiveness there's no future, his creed. Constitutional revolution. Adopts the world's most progressive constitution, where human rights aren't empty words. Education breakthrough. Builds 3 million houses. Brings electricity and water to slums. Triples school attendance. Economic miracle. Attracts $10 billion in investments. Creates 1.5 million jobs. Stabilizes the economy. South Africa's return to the world community. The country emerges from isolation, becomes a full UN member. December 5, 2013, the world mourns. Leaders from 90 countries come to his funeral in Kunu. But most importantly, millions of ordinary South Africans come to say goodbye to Madiba, his clan name. An old man weeping by the road says, "He gave us not just freedom, he gave us back our dignity." His life was like that very limestone from Robben Island. Years of prison trials didn't break him but tempered his character. "Hatred is a poison you drink hoping your enemy will die," he said, and proved that even after decades of confinement, one can walk free without hatred in one's heart. Today, When you pass by the statue of this smiling old man, pause for a moment, for before you stands not just bronze. Before you stands the man who changed history, without weapons, without violence, only through the strength of his spirit.